Hello, good day to everyone, and I welcome you to the another episode on Moldflow's tips and workflow. In this episode, we are going to talk about the flow front stability factor, which impacts onto the surface finish of the part. You often come across the issues related to the like in surface flow marks, like the you know blemish or something called as an advance like tiger strips marks as well. These are all related to the flow front stability that's been created during the uh, processing as well as during the product design. How mold flow simulation can be used over here to understand these surface defects and how we can do the result interpretation about it. My name is Sachin Fulsundar. I am a senior technical specialist at Autodesk India Private Limited, and I would be your host for next 4 to 5 minutes as I take you through the flow front stability factor and why flow front stability matters for the good surface finish of the part. Here is a quick agenda why flow front stability matters. We're going to cover all of these things in next 3 to 4 minutes, so bear with me on that. And what is a flow front stability factor? How to interpret these results? What to look for? I'm going to take you through the actual demonstration and how we can correlate to the actual molded parts on this one and how it could be benefits to the Moldflow users. So with that, let's begin with the first topic of like how these why the flow front stability matters actually. So I would be taking you through the few of the defects first of all to understand like when we are molding the part we came across some of the defects like the flow lines, then the weld lines. Of course everyone understands this weld line, but how we can use the mold flow results to understand these defects. Let me first take you through the all defects and then we'll come to the actual product demonstration part of it. Flow lines, and it could be caused by the many of the uh, scenarios like the it's not only caused because of the product dimensions abruptly changing or the thickness abruptly changing or features that's come across, but it could be related to the even to the sometimes related to the materials, sometimes related to the processing parameters as well. We'll look it into it. Weld lines often caused because of the complex geometries. The flow gets diverged because of the cutouts or something, and then they meet. The angle at which the weld line meets plays a very important factors on to the visibility of it. Surface blemishes. So this is a sudden change in the velocity that causes the surface blemishes. It's often caused because of the some moisture content into the uh, materials. We often refer that as a silver streaks marks as well. So anything that gets visible onto the surface we call as a like a surface blemishness. And then of course the warpage and deformation. So today's episode we are not going to much concentrate onto the warpage or deformation because this is a resultant outcome caused by the flow front instability in it on that. So with that, probably I want to take you through the quick demonstration of the part on the part. Let me open the Fusion. Yes, this is my usual model that I use it because we have to take care of the copyrights and something. But this will able to take understand you the flow front stability very quickly. So this is a part with an average nominal thickness of 3 mm, and it also has a cutouts for the to create the instability on it. And I'm going to uh, get this part at the start over here. I'm going to get two gates over here to get started, and let's see that how the flow front progresses and we will be able to understand the uh, factors that are impacting the surface finish with it. Okay. um, of course, material is also going to play a role over here, but in this today's episode we are not going to talk about the material into detail because this would be a big factor or the big episode to discuss about it that. So with that, let's begin the demonstration of the part. Let me pull it the part. I have two geometries to consider. One is with the, as usual, I have brought in the geometry in Moldflow and I created a dual domain mesh. So whatever the results that we are going to look at, it are available for both the dual domain as well as for 3D. And then the same model I created, but I removed some of the features over here. As you can see, this has a lot of features and thickness variations. I simplified the geometry to just to show you that how these features change the uh, altogether the flow front, or I would say the flow front velocity, or the way there is. With that, let's begin with the little complicated geometry. You can see that this has a average nominal thickness of like 3 mm, and but I created the cutouts over here, and then it has changed the wall thickness over here. All right. The first and foremost thing is to look at the fill time plot, and we usually see it in the shaded part of it. Actually, yes, that's what we look at it. And when we run the animation, probably it gives an understanding how is it. I would always recommend that you should look at the animation with the 100 frames so that you have a better understanding and closely look at how the flow is moving, where the flow is lagging, and where the flow is advancing, and gives understanding. If this plot cannot able to get you understanding in detail, I would recommend looking at the contour plot with the number of contours set to 60. Now this is altogether my way of looking at the results. So contour plots will give a very in-depth understanding. Look at the distance between the contours. More the distance that you have between the contours means the flow is advancing at quite higher velocity, and there could be a chances of surface defects. It could be a surface blemish, or all of those defects. We have a different terminologies to look at it. And look at the results where you will have the sudden change in the contour pattern. Like in this case, the contour patterns has been reduced, or their distance has been, or the pitch has been. There is multiple way to look at it or call it. There would be a little hesitation in the flow. So wherever there is a sudden change in the velocity of the flow front, it could lead to the surface defects. Now you'd call me or ask me that what is the ideal way? The ideal way is that probably I would look at the contours with an uniformly pitched or the space where there would be any chances, or there will be hardly any chances of the surface defects. But as you come across the change in the contour pattern, means there is a change in the velocity, and then probably can lead to the surface defects. Now we talked about the surface defects. Also, one of the thing is also weld line, and you can see that the contours over here are getting converged. Now I really don't need to look at the the weld line plot as well. I can clearly see that the weld lines are going to come over here as we had, because there is a change in the thicknesses. You can see that that has created a lag. The wherever there is a less thickness, it is creating a lag, and that the uniform thickness there is. Now there is a race tracking effect. This is called as a race tracking effect, where one is lagging, this guy is lagging, and this guy is advancing. So this calls as a race tracking effect. So if you look at the other results on to the like the weld line, this is because we also talk about always look at the weld line for the 3D, which is not available in the dual domain. So but we have a very this one, and you can see that the weld lines are not been prominently seen over here, though our contour plots clearly shows the weld line. So always look at the flow, the way the flow is happening. That will give a better understanding on this, and the 3D weld line would be the better way to look at it. Now I have changed the wall thickness. I made it a uniform. There is no change in the uh, thickness now. And if you look at the contour plot in 3D also, you can see that now the flow is much uniform, much advancing, but you can now make it little more contours to see that the effect. Yes, the flow is much better as compared to the earlier, but as you progresses at the end, the flow is advancing. Now if we look at the other defects, like the tiger strip is also one of the effect, you'll be clearly able to see that now this is causing a change in the velocity. Where there is a higher velocity, it will leads to the effect. So in the end, really the tiger strip is something that has been prominently visible on the longer parts, bigger parts, that called because of the flow front instability. The particularly when you go with the crystalline materials like polypropylene, or even with sometimes with the ABS, the rubber contents get separated out from the actual plastics, and that causes the change in the glossiness. So probably the here in this case it's showing a high glossy over here, and the here it is less glossy. I just try to change that color so that you would be able to understand this between the matte and the glossiness, and you can know now, you can see the correlations. That's what I want to show you, the actual correlations because of the instability. So really you don't need to have a single results that will show it, but many times the question is been asked, there is a one result called as a flow front stability factor. Yes, you can look at this as well, and this usually shows the change in the velocity pattern. Look for the specifically, if I look for the say 20, I just putting it the arbitrary value, and then say 50 or say 40, or I will try to make it a little longer, more that let's see which factors comes into it. Here there is no as such shown it, but if I say 10, 5, yes, that as I go for closer, I could be able to see that there is no as such a very standard matrix between, but longer though or the difference, there is a high chances that you will get the uh, surface defects. Let's look at the same results when we are looking at in the dual domain mesh, because now this guy, this part has much this one. Now wherever we see a tiger strip effect, or at the beginning, at the end, we would be able to see, I'm looking at the same flow front speed with now with the thickness variations, I could able to see the defects at the beginning as well as in the end as well, which will be further be supplemented or supported with the other results that we have seen it. So try out these plots which I showed it to you in detail: flow front speed, contour plots, weld lines, and yes, and try to see how they really come across and makes together a confident decision or the correlations with the actual one. I hope today's video a little longer, but would be helpful in knowing the how we can address the surface defects. With that, I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care. Have a great day ahead.